Hello. Today I am going to be reading some poetry. This is a book I bought recently that I had seen in like a book recommendation post on Instagram or something, and thought it looked really beautiful, so I saw it in a local bookstore the other day and thought, why not get it? So it's called The Universe of Us, and it's by Lang Leav. And she also has another book called Love and Misadventure and Lullabies, I think. And I think there might be one more. Or maybe not. She has a couple books, so yeah. But I thought I would read some to you today on this fine Sunday. Alright. So please enjoy. And the dedication is for Michael, my universe. So this is kind of, it's sort of, before I start, it's kind of one of those books you can flip to any random poem and it will make sense by itself. So I might just sort of go to a random one. Okay, this one is called The Butterfly Effect. Close your eyes and think about that boy. Tell me how he makes you feel. Let your mind trace over his tired shoulders. Allow your thoughts to linger on that beautiful smile. Take a deep breath and try to put those dark thoughts aside. For once, let go of the reins you've wrapped so tightly around your heart. I know you were scared. Who could blame you? Love is a hurricane wrapped inside a chrysalis, and you are a girl walking into the storm. Impossibility. Do you know the feeling when you're so happy that you can't imagine ever being sad again? Or when you're so sad that you no longer believe you could ever be happy? When you tell me you love me, I always think of that strange emotion, that feeling of impossibility. You say you love me, and you can't imagine a future without me in it. Yet all I can think of is how you must have felt the same way once about someone else. Shooting stars. I want to light a spark tonight without striking up a memory of you. Please don't send me shooting stars when my mind is a loaded pistol. Procession. He used to ask me all the time if I was okay, as though he never knew for sure. He would ask me when I was tired or frustrated or when I felt helpless. He would ask me when he was afraid. He asked me that same question long after we stopped being lovers, when we became something less yet somehow more. Are you okay? He would whisper on the phone late at night when his girlfriend was asleep or had gone to her mother's for the weekend. Are you okay? He hasn't asked me in years, but I know he still thinks it. I know the question still reverberates in his mind like a broken record, and he will keep looking for answers long after there is nothing left to appease him. It was always the same question over and over again. like the start of a procession, and it took me years to recognize the unsaid words that marched silently behind. Are you okay? Because I love you. Are you okay? Because I need you. Are you okay? Because I don't know how to live without you. This one's called What I Hope For. I am hoping for a sign I am hoping for a sign in the sky or a word from the stars. I am praying for a tear in the fabric of time, so you and I can slip quietly away and not a single soul would think to miss us. The weather. It was raining on the day I met him, hair wet and tangled, droplets of water sliding down my cheeks like crystal teardrops. He says he can taste sunlight on my skin whenever cherries are in season. With me, he doesn't think about permanence or possession. He knows I'm just like the weather. I'll keep changing my mind. Crying. You're still crying about him, aren't you, silly girl? What good will it do to you? Will it do you to spill those sky blue tears? You meant neither everything to him or absolutely nothing at all. Contact. It was the longest she had gone without human contact, without the soft, conceding warmth of someone else's skin. She began to crave it after a while, to obsess over the most trivial things, like a hand on her shoulder or a kind word from a stranger. How long, she wonders, before I forget how it feels to be wanted? How long until I lose all recollection of love? The essence. I saw a swaying tree. I felt it sway in me. A bird trilled out her song. To me this song belongs. What's given is not gone. In something it lives on. Your words. Remember, your words are your power. Never forget your words. Use your words as weapons. It's my addition. Talk again. I want us to talk again, the way we used to when the sun was coming up and we were miles away from anywhere. I want us to talk again about all the things we would think about yet never thought to say out loud to anyone else. I want us to talk again, like the way we did before we wanted to do anything more than that. I want us to talk. And if we never talk again, I want you to know that I miss that most of all. And every time the sun goes down, I think of all the things I wish I could tell you. I feel like I'm reading all the sad ones. Jump. Don't you get it? He said. The ones who are afraid of heights don't trust themselves enough not to jump. Moment of truth. One day I looked at you and it occurred to me how beautiful your smile was. I heard music in your laughter. I saw poetry in your words. You asked me why I had that look on my face as though a shadow had fallen across its sun-drenched landscape, heavy with premonition, dark with revelation. The second I tried to tell myself I wasn't in love was the moment I realized I was. I am. He said loving me was like seeing the ocean for the first time, watching the waves crash senselessly against the rocks over and over, grabbing fistfuls of sand as it trickled through his fingers like my hair, brittle as ebony, strong and taut like the bumps of his knuckles. That's a really good word to say, knuckles. He said it was like swallowing his first mouthful of the sea, the sudden shock of betrayal. He said loving me was like panning for gold, sifting through arsenic waist deep in toil, lured by the shimmer and promise of transcendence, like the river between my lips, a floodgate that opens for him only when I choose. And I told him, if I am so hard to love, then let me run wild. My love is not a testament to my surrender. I will show you just how much I love you, with the inward draw of each breath, the collective sigh of the world, and all its despair. But I will never give you what you want in chains. To know him. If you want to know his heart, pay close attention to what angers him. If you want to know his mind, listen for the words that linger in his silence. If you want to know his soul, look at where his eyes are when you catch him smiling. I like that one. I'll do a couple more. A postcard. To the man I love, to my future. The first time I felt your presence, I began joining the dots in the sky, wondering where our stars would align. I often think of where you are and if you're happy. Are you in love? I hope she is gentle. I know you and I are in the same that way. We bruise a little more easily than most. You see, our souls are made in the same breath. I know I'm running late, I'm sorry. Things haven't worked out the way I planned. But believe me when I tell you I'm on my way. Until then, think of me, dream of me, and I will do the same. One day I will learn your name, and I will write it somewhere on this page. And we will realize that we have known each other all along.